Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
How you doing, folks? Welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Scout. Bringing you a little something different today. This is me and my VK3002M, the Panther wannabe, in a platoon with my buddy Cav Scout in his Hellcat. You know, I don't typically play German tanks too much. Mostly it's Russian and American tanks. But Cav Scout has gotten himself a Borsig Rheinmetall Waffentrager. And so we've been playing a lot of German tanks lately. And I figured I'd share some of those better games with you guys. In this case, you can see we're in a Tier 6 game. It's actually a really good game for us. There's only one Tier 6 heavy on the opposing team, one KV-1S. And granted, we don't have a Tier 6 heavy, but there's only, you know, 3 or 4 other Tier 6 tanks in total on each team, and then the rest is Tier 5. So what that enables me to do is do something a little different with this tank, play it a lot more aggressively than you guys have seen me play this tank in the past. And that's what you see me doing here. I'm pushing southeast really hard. I want to get up by the high ground of the monastery. The idea being, if I can get up there and spot, then I can shoot tanks that are trying to get up there and use that high ground in the flank. And if I can't do it, then I can at least spot him for Cav Scout. You can see him in the low ground on my left. He can put flank shots into them if they turn to face me. So we're kind of trying to just put them in a bad position and deny the enemy this high ground up here. You can see a Panzer Kampfwagen 4 and a Hetzer already moving up into that high ground onto my left. And there it is. There's the first big shot from Cav Scout, which just slams that Panzer Kampfwagen 4. And then the Electo on our team follows up with a good hit. And just as that Panzer Kampfwagen 4 thinks he's safe, I come out on his flank, and just like we talked about, he's not even ready for it, and we're able to secure the kill. The Cav Scout puts another massive hit on that Tier 5 tank destroyer. The Electo follows up and kills him. Now, I've forgotten about the Hetzer. I didn't have XVM when I was playing this game, so I was moving back behind the monastery to start working my way north when I see the Hetzer pop up on the minimap, so I turn around to deal with him. And credit to this Hetzer, he's only a Tier 4 tank destroyer. He tries, but there's just no way he's going to be able to stand up to a Tier 6 medium. First hit just devastates him, and the second one kills him, going straight through the front. Which, I mean, what do you expect when he's only Tier 4 and I'm Tier 6? But that being said, we've secured the high ground. Now it's a matter of whether or not we can push off the north side of this hill. Cav Scout's still standing by there, ready to support me, and I'm going to start working my way north and see if I can spot these two tanks over here for him. And just as I approach the corner, here comes the Easy 8. He immediately backs off. Cav Scout's shot takes his tracks off, but does no damage. The Electo manages to penetrate its flank, though. And so I go around a little bit overconfident here, thinking that I can take out both of these tanks. Easy 8 takes cover behind the wreck, can't really get to him, able to put a shot into the commander's cupola of the Chinu. Second shot misses, and now rate of fire, I'm like, well, I'm not sure I want to sit here and slug it out with two tanks without the support of Cav Scout and that Electo, who can't see them because of the curvature of the hill. So I back off, one, because I don't want to take that many hits, but more importantly, I want to pull them back up to the top of this hill where I can get supporting fire from Cav Scout and the Electo and the rest of the folks down there at the bottom of the hill. But credit to the Easy 8 and the Chinu. I think they figured out what's going on. They saw what happened to their three buddies, and they have no intention of pushing further up onto the top of this hill. You see the Chinu there. It looks like he's trying to get up on the opposite side of this little hill and see down into the tank destroyers that are supporting, but Cav Scout smacks him. You see a big hit there for 222 points of damage, and then his second shot just wrecks that Chinu. And now that I've got the Sherman up here with me, I feel confident pushing the Easy 8. And we come down off the north end of the hill looking for him, but he's apparently already displaced. So I was going to follow the Sherman and keep looking for the Easy 8, but I saw this KV-1 on my minimap. Figured he had his back to me, which indeed he does. Aiming for that engine compartment, put a good shot in there and set him on fire, which is exactly what I wanted. Continuing to hammer into the engine compartment. He's got 56 hit points left, and then here comes the Sherman screaming around to steal my kill. 56 points on a KV-1, thanks. Like I needed your help to do that, and that's going to be a little bit frustrating later on, but we'll get to that. You see artillery shooting at me there to wreck the house. Fortunately they missed. That could have been ugly had it hit. So I'm going to push north here. You see this has been a pretty bloody game. It's already 11 to 11, only 4 tanks left on each side. So what I want to do is get up here and take their artillery out, which not only makes it 2-on-1, 4 versus 2, but it gives us the freedom to maneuver and hold good positions and not have to worry about an artillery shell hitting the top of our heads. There's the Hummel. Not really paying much attention. Put 2 shots into his flank before he even starts moving. And the 3rd shot takes him out. I know that M37's up here somewhere, so I immediately start moving. And there he is. Now look at the accuracy of this gun. It's something that I talked about before when I first covered this tank, but again, look at that. Able to hit that little protrusion on the front right of the M37 and secure the kill, bringing us up to 4 kills. And I gotta say again, I really love this gun on this tank. Still not sold on the tank as a whole. I'm not convinced that the platform is as good as it should be. Its armor is not that great at all. I very rarely bounce any shots with this tank, but you know, you can say that for almost any tier 5, tier 6 medium. They all have got pretty blah armor, so I'm not sure you can really hold that against this tank. It's at this point here in the game where Cav Scout and I realized that hey, we're sitting on a brother in arms. We both got 4 kills. I was gonna go chasing after that Easy 8, but we decided, you know what, we've got the advantage. It's him against the 4 of us. We can go cap if we want and just make him come to us. So that's what we're trying to do. You see Cav Scout a few minutes ago in the chat tried to get the T49 to go cap, but he ain't doing it. It doesn't appear he wants any part of it. So we decided to start working our way up the hill and see if we can sandwich him between the 2 of us. And that's when the Easy 8 pops up on the map. I think it's actually Cav Scout who spots him. He's circling that middle hill. And so what I thought I would do is hang a left here and then head. You can see the high ground with the trees to my direct front there. I wanted to get up there in those trees. I thought I could see him as he passed me from right to left right in front of me. But lo and behold, when I get up here, no Easy 8. So I figured he had stopped over here on the far side of these walls, so I'm going to go crashing through him. I've loaded APCR. I just want to finish this and not lose my brother in arms. But he's already gone by. Apparently I missed him, so turn the tank around. Got APCR loaded, so I don't mind shooting his turret. And of course, first shot bounces. Second one though goes right through the mantle, and the third one right into the commander's hatch for the kill. And there you see why I was a little frustrated at that Sherman. Had it not been for him planting that shot in that KV-1, who I had pretty much killed in and of myself, that would have been a Top Gun game. But all in all, it's still a great game. Really enjoyed that one. I thought Cav Scout and I worked really well together, especially there at the beginning. So there you have it, folks. Just something a little different. Chance for you to see that you can, in fact, play the VK3002M really aggressively if you need to, if you want to. You just have to be careful of the games in which you do that. I would have never played that tank that aggressively had there been, you know, a plethora of KV-1Ss running around. I would have played it much, much differently. But just wanted to share that with you. Show you some more aggressive play with the VK3002M. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the results screen. So as you can see here, that was my mastery badge in the VK3002M. We were able to bring home 75,929 credits, 2,392 experience points. Of course, that was a double for the first victory of the day. And more importantly, get the Brothers in Arms medal with Cav Scout. You can see here we did a lot of damage to a lot of different tanks. If we take a look at the team score, You can see I was able to inflict 1,784 points of damage, get 5 kills, which is good enough for 1,196 base experience. And there's Cav Scout right below us and his Hellcat with 1,165 points of damage and 4 kills. So I really feel like we kind of carried that game, which as well we should, being 2 of the top tier tanks. But I think we did a really good job of carrying that particular game. If we look at the detailed report, you can see that I fired 20 shots. Of those 20 shots, 18 hit. And of the 18 hits, 15 penetrated, giving us our 1,784 points of damage. And then, like we talked about, it took 9 hits. Of those 9 hits, 8 penetrated. The armor on this tank, really like any medium tank of this tier, 6, even really 7 and below, is not real great. So anytime you get hit, it's almost always going to go in. Did manage to bounce 1 from that Chinu, though. Total potential damage received, 1,000 points of damage. Spotted 6 enemy tanks. Damaged 7 of those and destroyed 5 of them, and also got credit for 862 points of assistance damage. Got 50,000 bonus credits there for an event, which explains the massive credit intake on this win. But even without it, we still would have made 10,454 credits as it is. Obviously brought in 60 grand after repairs and rearm. So there you have it, folks. That was my mastery badge in the VK 3002M. I hope you enjoyed the video. Got a couple more coming up for you here, featuring the bigger brother of this tank, and then, believe it or not, had a couple of good games in the Tiger 2. So I'm going to break those up into separate videos just because of the upload speed here in the new house, like I explained earlier. So stay tuned, and I'll bring those to you here shortly. Thank you for watching.